Hey, what's going on, everybody? Appreciate you if you made it to the third video. This video, I'm going to be jumping into exactly how I upload into REI Sift, how I manage my data on REI Sift, how I use the filters, and how I track everything inside REI Sift via data management, right? So with that being said, let's kind of jump right into it. As you can see, here's my REI Sift. As you can tell, we have a lot of data in it. Does not mean that we use everything in here. It's just a big housing platform, right? REI Sift is like a CRM. I don't use it as a CRM, guys. I actually use Salesforce as my CRM, but I do use it as a big data management. So first things first is you can see that we have 470,000 records, and everything's actually filtered, guys. You guys get to use like filter presets in here, and you can tell exactly what list you have uploaded using tags and your list. So I'll get into that a little bit more, but let's jump right into the first step. So first step is going to be adding data, right? So right here, we'll be adding properties to an existing list. That's called data flick. I received it on the 4th. Does it contain phone numbers? Yes. Again, I'm gonna come down here. Where was the skip traced? I'm gonna just say data flick. I know when. I just do it the days I received it. I'm going to associate this list with data flick because I want to be able to see exactly where my different data is coming from. Okay, and then something I do like to do, guys, here is whenever I'm uploading them, I like to label them so I can go search up the specific list I just uploaded in my REI Sift. So this is why REI Sift is so strong, is once you understand tags and filters and list, this is how you, in other words, query that list you just uploaded, right? Because I can go upload this right now, but not put any tags. I wouldn't be able to find all those people that I just uploaded. It's going to get lost. So the way you do it is by tagging them. So I actually do a couple of them. I do like data flick when I upload my direct mail list. You can see I have a whole bunch right here, direct mail clean, but I'm gonna just label this data flick cleaned and I'm gonna date it. So today is 09/06/2024. We're gonna hit add, and then all these 29,000 people that I'm about to upload, I will be able to go query them again based off of this tag. We're hit next list. We're going to go ahead and upload the one that we just cleaned, which is this one right here. Hit next step. And a lot of it kind of fills out by yourself, but I still go down just to double check to make sure everything's getting filled properly, right? So property street, property city. You can see property city, state, zip. County, I have my county here. I'll go property county. Tags, so remember we tagged it to show the investor score. I'm going to do that. List. Tags and list are different, guys. So the way I want you to think about it is a list is a big bucket, right? It's categories. Imagine if you had a filing cabinet. Each time you pulled a cabinet out, that would be a list, and you would have different lists. Tags, or think of again of a cabinet. Inside a cabinet, then you had a bunch of vanilla folders, right, in lines. That's what tags are. So you can go in the list, and then but you can further search through tags. So do two different things. List is just a bucket. A tags is to be more specific. So I showed you guys how to set that up and separate them in my last video. So I hope you guys do that because this is going to come real in handy later on when you're trying to get more targeted, more so for like cold calling, right? Or like texting or just very specific niche data. You want to go call one by one. You don't want to go call 100,000 people. That's going to take you forever. You want to start with the most likely that you're going to be able to get a contract out of. And that's how you're going to be doing it, is based off these lists. So I'm going to go down and we're going to have unit count, go to units, go to bedrooms, we're going to go to bath, we're going to do property square feet. We don't have that. We don't have that. We do have stories. So we're going to go story count. We're going to do year built. Structure type is property type, single family residential. We do have the parcel ID. We do have the lot size. We're gonna go last sale, and I apologize if I'm going quickly, guys. I just know what I'm looking for already. So last price sold, last sale date. Don't worry that if it doesn't show any data, it's just, it only shows you one person that you're looking at here. A lot of them do have the information, so still put them down. Property value, that's gonna be the estimated value. We'll scroll down, then we're going to have loan to value, which is the equity. Then we're going to have the full name, first name, last name, mailing address, mailing city, mailing state, mailing zip. We got email 1, 2, and 3. We got phone numbers. I'm going to pull these out because I always put them in the wrong locations. And I'll talk to you guys a little bit about that right now. Pull them out, pull them out. Okay, cool. We'll start off as phone 1. And don't worry about like all this data, guys. That's just, remember when we use the formula to put it in the list, that's what all of this is, but you don't have to upload it. Plus there's not even a spot to upload in it. That's why we label it a new column as in list. Because those columns is what, if you remember on the Excel sheet, this was the column. That's where you're putting all this in. So we're going to start with phone 1. Phone 1 tags. Remember I was telling you guys, super important to tag where you're getting the numbers from. So I'm going to go phone 1 tag. Even though this says last reported date, guys, it doesn't matter, right? It's just an extra added step if you wanted to change it to say tags. Doesn't matter. Just put the data in there. Data flick 1. We're going to do phone type. Okay, we're going to go to landline. We're going to go phone 2. We'll do phone 2. We'll do phone 2 type. We'll do the tag. We're going to do phone 3. Phone 3 type. Phone 3 tag. We'll do phone 4, phone 4 type, and tag. And that's about it. The rest of this, I don't need, because I told you guys before, we already have that information up here on the tags in the list. So we'll hit next step, and then we just want to double check that everything is properly lined up. Address, property, street, city, city, state, state, zip, zip, county, county, tags, list, unit, unit, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, story, year, structure type, ID, acre, last sell price, last sold, property value, estimated value, loan to value, equity percentage, full name, owner's first name, last name, address, city, state, zip, emails, phone 1 tag, phone 1 type. Everything seems to be good. We got our tag down here, as I told you, so we can go query data flag clean 09/06/2024. Finish upload. Okay. Cool. So this is going to take a couple minutes, guys, to upload. So in the meantime, I'm just going to go in and show you guys how I manage all the list. Maybe by the time I'm done, we can come back in the query. And if not, I'm going to just use the tags that I used yesterday for my direct mail so you guys get an idea out of it. So let's go into it. What is REI Sift? Why is REI Sift important? Because it allows you to manage data and to break them down into further lists. You guys seen that I have 470,000 people in here. I don't want to use all 470. I only want to use very specific ones. So really, DataFlick, guys, is built off of, we'll go ahead and call them fields, right? So all the information that we just uploaded gets filled in right here, and you can see it. You can see all my different lists that I have. You can see all the different tags that I have. You can actually search for these specifically in filters so you can query who you want to query. So that's the first one, right? Super, super important. And then on top of that, guys, you get to track how many times I have called someone, how many times I have texted them. If you're doing ringless voicemails, you can track. This is super important for me for direct mail because I can tell, have I mailed this person once, twice, 3, 4, 6 times? Important because I do use different postcards for each time that I'm mailing you. So I want to know, who have I not mailed? Who have I mailed once, right? What's my third postcard? What's my fourth postcard? So that's how I figure this out, is by utilizing REI Sift to track all my mailing attempts. So another little one thing I want to go touch on is we're talking about lists, guys, and why lists are so important. So, and you can do this multiple ways. Even if you were going and you were pulling stuff from, let's just say, prop streams, and you pulled a high equity list, well, you're going to want to track that as a high equity list. So then you can come back and then see, okay, hey, how many people do I have in my high equity list, right? Good example is, hey, we have 3 options here. So these are old one. DataFlick actually came out with new data points, and they separated the pre-foreclosures into 2, 3, or 3 different ones. And you have to do a little bit of research what everything means, but it's not that hard. So less pendants. What does this mean? Is that someone pretty much got served, right? The bank went and they served them with paperwork saying, hey, you're going to pre-foreclosure. What does notice of default means? That is like pretty much the first time that a homeowner missed payments, the bank got notified. So it's notice of default. It's not that they started pre-foreclosure, but they've been notified that they're late. And then you have notice of foreclosure where they're about to get foreclosed on. Doesn't mean they're actually lies. It probably does mean that they're foreclosed on, but doesn't mean that you still can't work with them, right? Because even once they're foreclosed on, it's still going to take maybe 30 to 60 days before it hits the sheriff auction sale. So the reason this is important, guys, is because of niche data, right? If you wanted to be very specific on who you're calling, you knew the list we uploaded had 29,000 people. But how am I going to go find everybody in a 29,000 people list? That's going to take me forever. But when I break them down, like I showed you, into multiple lists, well, then you can see that I only have 111 properties that have the less pendants. So I can be very niche, right? So I can go pull this up and say, show properties. And now everybody that had that will pop up on this list. So instead of having to call 29,000 people, I can just go call these one by one. Likewise, if you only wanted to mail a specific list, right? Same concept. You can go pull this list and only mail this list. But that's why lists are important, guys, because you're able to break them down into multiple categories that are easy to find. And you can tell there's a whole bunch of them: out of state, low income, mechanics liens, judgment liens, free and clear, pre-probate. So again, they separate into different ones: probate properties. So pre-probate, I'm assuming it's people who have passed and like a death certificate was filed, but they never started probate. Probated properties are people who started probate or are done with properties. Again, very niche list, right? 37 properties. It wouldn't take me long to go call these one by one. I probably wouldn't go take all these people into a dialer and put them on a dialer, because dialers are calling multiple lines, so you have a much higher chance of actually connecting with someone than if you were to just do it one by one. But I'll get a little bit more into that right now, I guess. So the biggest difference, guys, is say I go pull up this list and I just click any random one. Okay, cool. So we're looking at this one right here, Austin 1. Why it's nice to go one by one, guys, because I can directly label what each number is, right? So if I come call this one and it's a dead number, I can mark it as dead. Dead. Or if someone answers and it's a wrong number, you can mark it as wrong. Well, your cold calling, I actually do have it integrated with my software where it should automatically adjust everything like this. It's a lot easier doing it one by one, especially if you have a small list, right? Just call them one by one and you can go down and know exactly what numbers worked and what numbers didn't. Likewise, remember I told you guys about labeling your numbers? This is how you tell where was this skip traced. You can tell this one doesn't have any because it was probably skip traced way before I started doing this and I never labeled it. So, but I can tell who is Dataflix number and who isn't Dataflix number. This is important because if I'm trying to use this as send it to my dialer, right here, it shows numbers that are tagged, right? I can come and type in Dataflix and I'm telling the system only send the numbers that have Dataflix numbers. The reason that is important, guys, because you are cold calling, you can then track the quality of your skip trace with your correct numbers and answer rate. So I'll give you guys a quick little chart, or I have over here for the week, this week, Monday through Sunday. And you can see right here. So not interested is essentially my correct numbers. Those are people who answered right and said that we're not interested. So you can really combine not interested and leads, but you kind of get the idea. This is how you track them. So if I get a data set that has 2% correct numbers or 2% not interested, probably not a good data set. Or if I have my connection rate under 5%, probably not a good data set. You typically want your connection rate to be 5% or more. A connection rate, guys, all it is if I made 3,141 dials, we actually talk to 141 people. So it's the amount of people that you're using to connecting. This is important because you can also use this number to track if you have spam numbers on your dialers or if you have bad data, right? If you see this number be really low, there's a very good chance that you have spam numbers. Quick little tip, guys, ways to avoid that. Have lots of numbers. I have 5 call callers and we have 150 numbers that we dial with. So I'm making sure that we try not to burn through all our numbers. That's 30 numbers per dialer. So you want to have a lot of numbers to avoid number fatigue. You don't want to burn out those numbers real quick, because then you start to show up with spam and it's going to lower your connection rate. So the more numbers you have, the less chances of you getting marked as spam. So, okay, going back to REI Sift and why that was important, right? I just told you guys the tags of tagging your numbers, because then I can specifically come and track and make campaigns in here and be like, hey, I am now calling BatchLead data. Okay, well, let's see how good BatchLeads is, or I'm calling PropStream, or I'm using this skip trace, whatever it is, right? You can segment it down and figure out what data provider is good and which one's bad. If you guys would like a more in-depth video in cold calling, do let me know. These videos are supposed to be just for like my direct mail process. There's a lot more that goes into this, but like I said, if you guys want another video, great, let me know. I'll be happy to try to make something out of that. But kind of going back into our REI Sift. So I showed you guys how we can send them over. So now let me go see where we're at. Okay, so actually it's completely uploaded already. Here's the thing, guys, this isn't new data, right? So when I come upload this one, only 405 people were actually new. The rest of them I already had, and they're just getting updated. And that's the thing with data, guys. Some people think that you have to constantly buy new data over and over and over and over. No. The thing is that you want to find a good data set and use the same data over and over and over. You don't need more data, you need better data. I had someone say that they're purchasing, you know, I've known people that were purchasing 50,000 records a month. I had people that would pull 20, 30,000 people a month. It's like, you don't need different people, you just need a good data set. That's the whole point with direct mail. Direct mail is consistency. You want to mail the same people multiple times. It's not like you get a list once, you mail it once. You're like, hey, it didn't work. So direct, and it's like, no, you have to mail them 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. On average for us guys, it takes about 3 touches before somebody converts, right? So we have to receive 3 of my mailers before we get a contract. And that's on average, guys. Again, I do have people who call me on the first one and we get a deal. I have people that call me on the 5th, 6th, but our average is about on the 3rd one, you're more than likely to get it to convert. So again, super important to track because it's going to take multiple touches. So kind of going back in and want to show you guys why tags are important. So then I can come here to the tags and remember that tag we typed in, data flick cleaned, and we put today's date. So when I go put that in, guys, it now gives me my list of 26,000 people. Very smaller list, right? Now I excluded everything else that's in my system because I was able to filter to that tag specifically. Now, the other reason why REI Sift is so strong as well is that's just one way of filtering. I actually have set filters that I use. So you can see that I have multiple lists right here for my direct mail. I'm not going to go into all these other ones. Like I said, that's for maybe another video that we make into bulk sequential, but let's talk about direct mail list. So what can I do inside of here? So in my direct mail list, guys, I am telling it, hey, I want to see, which this isn't right. This is not my newest one. My newest one is actually this one, 04. Hit save, filter. Hey, show me the newest list that I just uploaded, which was this one. And then what I'm telling you guys about list cleaning, right? When you guys get return mail, you have to do it one by one. You come search records, you search for the address, you pull up the address, and you come down to tags and you say, do not mail and mailing address undeliverable. So then I put those 2 tags in there. And the reason I do that is because then I can come to the system and I can tell it, hey, do not include, right? Blue is include, red is do not include any contacts that have do not mail or mailing address undeliverable. So I want you guys to just pay attention real quick. So this list has 25,000 people. We come remove these, and that becomes, oh, I guess I didn't remove too much. Let's see, 26,000. So that's 1,000 people out of this list. How about this? This is a better way to do it. Let's just do not mail. And actually, I might have to show you guys another way. So we'll come to filters. We're going to take off the preset that we had. We're just go to tags. Do not mail. There's 8,000 people in my list, guys, that I have as do not mail. If I wasn't tracking these or cleaning them, that means I'm spending all this money mailing people that I know I can't mail to, right? So I want to save my marketing dollars and put them where it matters. So I want to remove the do not mails. So that's why it's important to tag them. So you're not wasting money on people you've mailed and you know you can't get a hold of. So we'll pull this one up again. Direct mail, we got 25,000 people. And then we're going to come down to include property statuses. Same thing, guys. Property status is just another way of tracking. So right here, you got property status, DNC, follow up, not interested, sold. It's just another way to filter out your data. So I was telling you guys earlier, right? So I'm gonna jump around a little bit here, but the same list that I just uploaded into REI Sift, I would come upload into BatchLeads, and you can see, I'm gonna show you the ones. I uploaded one 2 days ago, right, on the 4th. So 2 days ago on Wednesday. Here's my direct mail list. Uploaded that one. And then what that does is I am then able to come and, oh man, let me move this button. Oh, there it is. I can come here to the mail list, and you're going to see that it gives me the option to, if it loads, apologize. Oh, okay, cool. You're going to see it's going to be the options show all the recently solds, right? But the little process that I have in BatchLeads is each time that I tag sold or each time that I upload a new list, I tag everybody, right? So when I upload it and I do export it, I make sure to add sold. So when I hit apply filter, I'm like, hey, I know that I've already exported all the solds. I tell the system, hey, do not include or exclude the tag sold. Little quick tip, guys, tags and list work the same way on REI Sift and in BatchLeads. And quite honestly, they work in any other platform that has list and tags. It's the same concept. I'm excluding the solds, and then I can see it's like, oh, look, there's 98 new sold properties. So then I would take this, I would come export it. Right here, it says enter file name. So we'll just type in the date, 06/24. Hit next, and then you say, it's like, do you want to tag this export? Yes, I do. I want to tag it as sold. Hit save changes, so that way when I come hit filter and it shows sold, I don't see these 98 people, right? So the next time I come check this and it shows another 100 people, that means I haven't uploaded those. And we'll actually get into that this video as well. Once this is done exporting, I'll show you how I break this down to get them ready to upload into REI Sift. But kind of going back into REI Sift and showing you guys how I manage the list, right? I've talked to you guys about what fields mean, what list means, what tag means. So once you kind of understand that, you can make, they call it filters presets, so you don't have to do this every time. And then you just put out your filters that you want. So again, I'm telling it what tag. I'm telling it do not include these statuses. Why? I don't want to talk to buyers. I don't want to talk to sold, realtors, DNC, yada, yada. I'm just telling the system, take those out. I don't want those people. And then if you wanted to, here's where you can get into more specifics. So I don't do this in REI Sift, guys, because I already did that on my Excel sheet. But let's pretend you did it. Remember, we uploaded everything with all the property details. You would be able to come in here and type in bedrooms, bathrooms, square feet. So you're like, hey, I don't want to see a house that has more than 5 bedrooms. Why? It's probably because it's a big house, and I'll be honest, nobody's buying that big of a house here in Oklahoma to flip. Bathrooms, I don't want to see anything with more than probably 3 bathrooms. The same thing, it's probably too big of a house. Square footage, hey, probably don't want to see anything bigger than 3,000 square feet, because after 3, there's not a lot of flippers that are flipping these high-end homes. Not saying it's impossible, it's just I have much more success selling the cheaper homes, right? So you could come out and use REI Sift to filter all of that. But like I told you, I already had all that set up in my Excel sheet. So you can do it in either or, right? You can set it up in Excel and then import it and you don't have to worry about it, or you can import it all and then clean it up in REI Sift. Same thing here, guys. You can do it based off city. You can do it based off county, by state. Hey, property city include Oklahoma City. Type that wrong, whatever. County include Tulsa. right? So now, again, you are filtering very specific data sets. You're taking this big chunk and you're making them into smaller ones. So that's the power of filters. And I'm not going to go through all of them, guys. There's a whole bunch, but that's where you get to learn REI Sift and why it's so strong, because you can filter everything. And with any type of CRM, guys, you want to have the ability to filter, because that's what gives you the power to find those hidden leads, where I fucked up, why I am missing it. Same goes for Salesforce, right? I'm able to filter a whole bunch of stuff in my Salesforce for specific things: new leads, old leads, follow up cold, follow up warm. You can do the same thing in here. So if you did use REI Sift as a CRM, you can come to hot leads, my warm leads, whatever it is, right? You kind of get the idea, is that you're just able to filter, query very specific people. So again, that's a whole nother video, guys. That's a whole nother thing to go into, but I'm trying to keep it to direct mail. So here's what it is, guys. So this is my primary list. I uploaded this one, and actually I want to include the one from last month as well that I used. So you can tell that I now have 29,000 people. There, I had about 5,000 new people added to the list. So I want to make sure I mail those, and then I mail the ones from last month as well. Because remember, consistency, guys. Consistency, consistency, consistency. You need to mail people multiple times. So with this list, I remember I showed you guys that I had multiple lists right here. It's because these are filtered by attempts, direct mail attempts. So this one, I'm not filtering any direct mail attempts. I'm just telling it, hey, look for these tags. But what you could do is you can come type in direct mail attempts, and I want to say, show me the people that have not been mailed yet, right? That have 0 direct mail attempts. Oh, would you look at that? I have 5,763 people that I have not mailed. So when we're talking about what mailers I use, so for these people that I have never mailed, they're receiving my red urgent notice, right? This is always the first postcard that I use for the first touch. So this list would get the red urgent notice. But all I'm doing, guys, is I'm taking the same exact preset, but I'm just adding those filters to every single one. So you can see maximum 0. Okay, so this is going to show me all the people that have not been mailed, right? And then, I need to add all of the, let me add this back in. Save. You see, I have my 5,000 people. Then come down to attempt 2. So these are people that I've mailed once already, right? 1. Same thing. Let me go put the new one in. Okay, so I have 7,000 people that I have mailed once. So that means this list of 7,000 people is going to receive my second postcard, which is going to be either this one or this one. Or I might try another postcard, guys. That's the other thing, too, that you always constantly want to be trying new postcards. You might find one that works a little bit better than another one. So here's the website I was telling you guys, goevergreen.com. You come to REI products and you see that they have multiple ones, right? This is the one I'm showing you in the pictures right now. I want to try this one. I've tried this one. I've tried this one. I've tried that one. I've tried that one. Handwritten card. That one's pretty much just like this one. Simple, if I can get it. Simple, so nothing too crazy on it. But yeah, that's how I track who I am mailing, right? So I'm going to get it and I'm going to break them down by list. I'm gonna have multiple lists, and I'm gonna upload multiple lists to my people, and I'm gonna tell them, hey, list 1, I want you to give me this postcard, and this is gonna be the soft offer. Hey, list 2, I want you to give me this postcard and this tracking number. And that's all these other lists are, guys. It's just me filtering them, attempt 2 out of 2. Okay, so I'm gonna come here. These are the people that have already mailed twice. Okay, so I have 6,000 people. You're gonna receive my third postcard, and my other list is gonna be the people that I have mailed 3 times already. So you're going to get postcard. Save. This one has 3,000, so you're going to get whatever postcards there, right? And guys, if the list is too small, I will combine them. Like if it's 1,000 people and 3,000, I'll probably combine attempt 3 and 4 and send the same postcard. That's why I'm just not sending 10 different postcards to a small list. Direct mail will come here. You can come to attempt 5. You can see I did that before, 4 through 6, but we can just say 4 to 4. There's only 2,000 people. So right here, I'll probably combine 3 or 4 and 5 so I can get a little bit bigger list. So that way I'm not sending 10 different ones. No difference, guys. 4, 6, come down, open up 6. And what this list is showing me right here is this is everybody that has received minimum 5 postcards, which actually, this doesn't even have the right ones. 6. So 3,000 people. But another thing I want to look at is I can also change this and say, oh, minimum 5, maximum 6. I don't want to mail people that I've already mailed 6 times. If they haven't converted by the 6 times, I don't need to keep spending money on them, right? I'm going to give these people, it doesn't mean I won't mail them again. I'm just not going to mail them right now because there's better people to mail. 3,100. Okay, so it didn't make a massive difference. So it's good. We still have a pretty good, healthy list to mail. Another easy way you can do that is you can just pull up your master list, come up to direct mail attempts, and I'm going to just say, hey, show me maximum of 6 mail attempts. 28,000. So it took off like 1,000 people. Oh, okay. So I'm saving money on 1,000 people. That is about it, guys. Lives, let me show you one last thing. So what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and let's pull up. I'm going to just show you how I generate my soft offers. So I got 5,000 people. We're going to hit manage. We'll hit export. Honestly, I don't care about this because this is for direct mail. We're not cold calling this list right now. So again, direct data flick, direct mail, attempt 01, and I'm going to date it 09, 06, 24. We're going to hit export. We have to wait for it to download so I can export it. So you can see it's right here. It's at 5%. Shouldn't take too long, just a couple minutes. But one other thing that I want to show you guys is once you've exported all of your list, what you want to do then is pull up that master list again, this direct mail cleaned. So this is the master one that shows everything. And what you would do is you would select all, go to manage, up, manage, and you would hit update attempts. You see where it says direct mail attempts? Hit 1. So that way you then go and you put that you mailed these people. You're just adding 1 to whatever numbers there. And that's how you start to track how much I've mailed every person. Again, very important. So you guys can keep a track of, have I mailed this person 4, 5, 6, 2, 1 time, right? So once you're done exporting it, then you come back and you update the attempts. So you don't want to do it before, because if you do it before, you're going to start to fuck up your list. So for example, if I went and I, like the one I just exported right now, right? The direct mail list attempt 1. So if I went here and I updated this list to 2, well, all of these people are going to get pushed to my next list of attempt 2. And now I have duplicates, right? So now I'm pulling the same list that I just did on the first one with more people. You don't want to do that. So wait till after you're done exporting everything, then go in and update the attempts. But make sure you update them. You don't want to forget, because then your system's fucked up. So that's how you manage data, guys. I hope that makes somewhat sense. I know these videos are long. I know it's a lot of detail, but because a lot of detail goes into it. I guess last touching points that I can think of right now. Let me make sure I hit everything that I had on my notes. Buy box, cold calling, chat. Okay. Yep. Last couple things I was telling you guys is, yes, you're updating everybody that you get returned back, but also update the people who call in and tell you to remove from your list, right? If they're calling and they're bitching at you, why do you want to mail them again? So track them from CRM, go into REI Sift and remove those people. You don't want to mail those people. You don't want to mail the undeliverables. You only want to mail people who are going to give you positive responses. If I already have someone screaming at me last month, do I want him screaming at me again next month? Probably not, right? And the last thing, guys, is I'm going to give you guys a little bit more tips on this video. I call my same list that I mail, all right? So as you can tell, bulk sequential, I have something called direct mail list. So what I would do is I would come pull up these 2 lists that I have. It's the ones I'm mailing. Select all. I would go to send to, integrate. We'll go to call tools. I'm taking out the VoIPs. I'm taking out the unknowns. And I'm only want to send over the numbers that don't have statuses and the people who haven't answered. Because if I have them marked as wrong numbers, I don't want to call them again, right? I already know they're wrong, so I don't want to send them over. And then just like I was telling you guys, if I only want to send a specific skip trace provider, I'm going to hit data flick. And then the other power to it is in here, you can actually make tags in call tools as well. And then I can take this tag number. You can see I have it labeled as direct mail. And then I can come to REI Sift and, well, that's bucket ID. So you can either do buckets or tags. So then when I push this data over, the system is going to tag it by direct mail. And the reason you want to do that is because it works the same way, guys. I'm telling you, tags and lists all work the same way. So when I make a campaign inside of call tools, I can come and I can tell call tools, hey, select the people that have the tags of direct mail. So that way you can continue, right, niching down. You can see that I have several different lists. We got our pre-foreclosures, we have senior owned, we have vacant, we have lists that I showed in REI Sift. You can make it in call tools and then separate your data that way too. So that way you guys can, your cold callers can, right, you can target specific ones. For me, my direct mail list is always going to be the hottest because those are the people that we're calling. And then, but once they're done calling, they can go to the pre-probate, they can go to the pre-foreclosures, right? They can go to the rest of the list that you set up for them. So that's the other tip for like cold calling. I call the same list, guys. And another little tip, most people when you're cold calling, they cold call the same way that everybody else does, which is, hey, homeowner, is this homeowner that owns 123 Main Street? Perfect. Are you interested in selling? Everybody has the same fucking intro. But tip, guys, if you have a reason or an excuse to why you're calling someone, they're more likely to talk to you for that much longer. So what we do when I have my people calling my list, their intro is, hey, John, it's Christopher. Did I catch you at a bad time? Perfect. Hey, I was just giving you a quick call to see if you received our postcard that we sent to your house for 123 Main Street. It doesn't matter what the people say. If they say, yes, I received it. If they don't, the follow-up response is the same. Oh, okay, perfect. Hey, no worries if you didn't see it. We're actually just calling to see if you're interested in selling. So you're actually having an excuse of why you're calling someone and you sound apart. You don't sound like every other cold caller out there. It's like you have a reason to why you're calling. In my case, guys, I'm actually not lying, because I actually am mailing them. But it's just a little tip. It gets you, again, not saying that it's a game changer and it's going to get you 100 more contracts out of it, but it just gets you an extra second to get the word out, right? To get to say what you really want without getting clicked. Because most people hear that it's something new. So you're going to be able to kind of work through that. Is this my, oh yeah, this is the third video. Shit, this is the longest one at 40 minutes. I hope that helps, guys. I hope I went into detail. I really do hope I don't confuse you guys with too much. If it didn't make sense, let me know again down below. I'm happy to try to help you guys the best I could. But here's what we're doing, guys. This is how I utilize REI Sift, how I filter, how I set up, how I mail. Oh, I guess the last thing I was actually going to show you, good thing I remembered, was how to set up my soft offer. So this should be quick and the video will be done. We're going to come in here and for the sake of time, guys, I'll just make this easy. Come here, let's just delete everything. So column P is where the estimated value is at. So I would just come down here and just put this stop. So I know where to stop my cursor. I'm going to come up. I'm going to just label this soft offer. I'm going to do equals this times 0.85. And now you see it gives me a number. So then I'm just going to take that, Control C, Control Shift down, V. Now this is my soft offer. So when I send this to my data or my mail house, I tell them, hey, my soft offer is column Q. So when they send that postcard, they are using column Q to generate that soft offer on the postcard. Super simple, guys. If you wanted to do multiple ones like that other one I showed you, like this one right here where it has ranges, you should do the same shit, guys. Equals this times 0.75. So now you have the two price ranges, right? Well, that is it, guys. That's how I set up the postcards. Showed you guys which ones I use, how I extract, how I set them up, and how I make soft offers. I hope this was of value, guys. If you guys do enjoy these, please let me know. I would love to get you guys more content out on all aspects of my business, share more ideas, and hope that I can make you guys money in the future. With that being said, guys, I will see you guys on my last video, which is just me giving you some tips and tricks, what I have learned, and hopefully it can help you. Peace.